right, today we're going to talk about how to create some ePortfolios. So we're going to use Google Sites to make this fairly easy and efficient to do. So the first thing you're going to do is go to LISD, .net, and then you're going to your students will go into Google Apps, and of course you can go to Google Apps through staff. We're going to go ahead and go into Google Apps and let my son log in so that way he can access the templates. I created the templates and now I want you to see what that looks like. So we're in his Google account, just like you would be in your Google account. And we're going to go to the apps over here. Click on that. Then we're going to go into Sites. And over here, of course, is the red Create button. We're going to click on that. And for our purpose today, we're going to go into the gallery. I created 2 templates, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. We could start from a blank template, but that's going to make it a little bit more time consuming to get it up and running. So, and I know you guys don't have a lot of time. So we're going to click on Gallery, and in the search bar, I'm just going to type pre-K, and up comes the little template that I created. And this one, it's a really nice one. This is going to be for each individual student to use. So if you wanted each individual student to have a Google site, you're going to select this. You're going to click on the blue select button. And now this is important here. You're going to name your site. Whatever you decide to name your site, that's going to help create the URL, and that will never change. The URL you'll never be able to change that. You can change the name of your site, but not the actual URL. So here's where maybe the student could put their name, or they could put student 1, something like that. Right now we're going to put student Luke, because that's my son, just for an example. And I'm going to go ahead and click create. We could select a theme and all that, but for now let's just go ahead and click on create, and it's going to go ahead and create that URL, which would be what you would share with parents to let them know, see, this is the URL now, and it says student Luke, and that would be what you'd want to share with the parents so they could see their child's ePortfolio. And so my son helped me create this beautiful little ePortfolio. Right here, they could click on this, click here to learn about me, and this is where they could tell all about themselves. And how you edit each page is you click on this pencil, and then it'll put you in edit mode, and this is where the student could tell all about themselves. So here I'm going to put Luke is 10 years old and in 4th grade. As just an example. Okay? And then one thing different about Google Sites from all the other different pieces available in Google Drive is that you actually have to save your work. So if you're in Google Docs or Google Slides, you don't have to save your work. But with Google Sites, you do have to save your work, and that's really important to remember that, because your students will get frustrated if you don't remind them to save their work, like I used to do to my students last year. They would blog all the time, and then I would forget to remind them to save their work. So you're going to want to remind them to do that. All right, and so it's that easy to edit a page. And so if they went into math, they could just click on the pencil to edit and add work there. They could also easily insert images. You could take pictures of their work and insert it. work from their Google Drive, documents or presentations, spreadsheets, whatever, videos, you could upload them right there. And then, of course, like I said, you always remember to save the work. And I'm going to go back to the home page. And that's how easy this would be to manipulate and start ePortfolio for each and every one of your students. So that's one direction we could go. Or we could get back out, go and create a class Google site with ePortfolios for each of your students. So I'm going to go back to apps. I'm going to click on sites and show you where to go to find that, if that's the direction you wish to go. So we're going to click on create again, and we're going to go back into the gallery. And in the search bar, now you're going to type multi-age. And here's the template that I created for a multi-age ePortfolio. So you're going to click on that. You're going to click select, and that's where you might want to put your name. You might want to put Miss Woods or Mrs. Estes. For our purposes today, I will type in Miss Teacher. And that, like I said, again, will create the URL, and the URL will never change. It will be what you share with parents. You can eventually, if you get married or change your name, you can change the name of your site. Just the URL won't be changed. And so I'm creating this site. Oh, and you know what? I used that before, that example, Miss Teacher. So I think we're going to have to change that to Mrs. Teacher. Let's try that and see if that'll work. So I'm going to click on Create Site. And now it looks like it is creating that site for me. Might just take a few minutes. You can see it's working. And if there is a name already attached to the site that you want to use, you might want to just try adding a number 1 or something like that to it going forward. So it's taking a while. There we go. All right, so here is this website. And you can see here it says Miss Teacher, but this is where it would say if you put in Mrs. Estes or Miss Woods. And so you have a little website like that immediately. That's how quick and easy it is to create that. Just like with the other websites, you want to click on the pencil to edit the page. So here I just put our names are Mrs. Estes and Miss Woods, and we teach multi-age classes, etc., etc. You can click on the pencil and edit that and change that to my name is Mrs. Estes, and I teach a multi-age class at Sturts Creek. However you want to edit that, whatever you want to add to that, if you want to add more information, your contact information can go there, whatever you'd like. And then don't forget to click Save. And now if you see on the left-hand side, that's where you have a page for each student. So for example, let's click on Student 1. You can leave this as Student 1, and it kind of would lend itself to the students being anonymous if that's the route you wanted to go, and just let the parents know that the tab that says Student 1 is their child, or the tab that says Student 11 is their child, etc., etc. And also, just like with any other page in Google Sites, you click on the pencil, and that's where you can go in and the student can tell a little bit about themselves. If you didn't want the pages to be so anonymous, that's where you could actually put the student's name. And you could just put the student's first name. That would be good. This is also where you can come in and insert work. You could take pictures of their work. They can insert documents, drawings, whatever you'd like. YouTube videos. So it's really nice. It plays well with YouTube. So that's a nice feature. So again, this would be if you wanted to, and I'm going to save it real quick. This would be if you wanted to have one class website with a page for each student to have an ePortfolio. And I think this would be really convenient for you guys having a kindergarten and first grade mixed age class, because I feel like it'll help you get it up and off the ground and started fairly easily. Okay, one last thing that I like to address is how to share the e-portfolios with your parents. So what you're going to want to do is go into this little setting wheel and click on that, more actions, and then go down to sharing and permissions. Click on that. And right here is the link that you're going to share with parents via email or in a note home, and this link will take them directly to their child's ePortfolio. Okay, so what you're going to want to do then is click here on change. Now, I changed this earlier, but what you're going to want to do is go in there and pick that, click on where it says anyone with the link. Anyone who has the link can access this, and they don't need to sign in. So you just click on that, you click save, and then you can email out this link to parents. What you're going to want to do over here with the permission rights is you're going to want to click on can view. So when you send this link to parents, they're able to view the ePortfolios, but they're not able to go in and edit the ePortfolios and possibly wreak havoc. So you're going to want to keep it on can view, and you can click on there to send a copy to yourself, and then type in the email addresses and it'll send this link to the parents, and you click send, and it's that easy. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.